So this is not a program of chest beating and all that. No, no, no. We like what is happening. I like what is happening. They are putting us on our toes. So it's going to make us work harder. But the numbers are not looking good for them. I'll tell you something. This so-called ladies they are forming, whoever they bring, I want to give you small expo, but it's an expo that will not help them. Either way, in 2023, do you know what they are working on is that they want to bring Peter Obi and Atiku together, and so join those numbers. And so if they join those numbers, it beats our 8.4 million votes. Zebudaya will say foul. You know the president called them coalition of confusion people, confused coalition. That's what the president called them. I have little time, but I would have broken it down to you. This program that they are going nowhere.
How do you mean?
In terms of the demography, you know, you must call me a political Nostradamus at this time, Nostradamus, because don't forget that I have been back-to-back chief spokesperson to 2 presidents.
What kind of spirit came down on your ministry that you thought that you want to do a 7.12 billion naira worth of renovation of the Muritala International Airport in Lagos?
I mean, I want to ask a rhetorical question. You are seated here, you travel. Are you proud of that airport?
Nigerians, brace yourselves. The truth about our fuel subsidy savings is finally out, and it's not what you think. Barrister Festus Kayamo, Tinubu's Minister for Aviation, just revealed on Channels Television that a whopping 712 billion naira, yes, 712 billion naira, will be used to demolish and rebuild the Muritala Mohammed International Airport Terminal 1 from scratch. But here's the question on everyone's lips. Is this where our pain at the pump was meant to lead us? They told us subsidy removal would save Nigeria. Instead, in just 2 years, this government has borrowed more than all previous administrations combined. And now, they want us to clap while they sink almost 1 trillion naira into one airport terminal while millions can't afford food, rent, or even transportation. In this explosive interview with Seun of Channels Television, Kayamo defends APC's position and even gives a shocking political prediction about the Peter Obi-Atiku coalition that you must hear to the very end. Trust me, the last minutes of this video hold the real deal. Watch closely, watch till the end, then tell us, is this vision or is this madness? Hit subscribe right now so you don't miss these revelations. Share this video on WhatsApp, Facebook, everywhere. And when you're done watching, go straight to the comments and let Nigeria hear your voice.
As soon as the word got out about the plans to upgrade airports in Lagos, in fact, those people are saying, even the most minute thing as airport Wi-Fi we do not have. Let's get some questions now. What kind of spirit came down on your ministry that you thought that you want to do a 7.12 billion naira worth of renovation of the Muritala International Airport in Lagos? I mean, the argument is that at this time in our lives, are we going to spend that sum of money for airport renovation? Does that make sense?
Now, let me tell you this. You are a Nigerian, and I'm sure millions listening to me this night, they are Nigerians. They travel all over the world. If you pass through their old terminal, the one built in 1979 by the Obasanjo military government, I mean, I want to ask a rhetorical question. You are seated here, you travel. Are you proud of that airport? The roof, they are leaking. The roof is, so many parts of the roof are leaking. The place is totally decrepit. Some are smelling. You see people even selling Indomie. As you are coming, you see all kinds of, kiosks and workshops there. You see old tires on the ground. You see collapsing ceilings. You see carousels are not working. The carousel, because their parts are not in the market again. Those lifts and carousels, those things that bring out the bags. When they were put there, they were modern equipments at that time, but their parts have gone out of the market since. The place is totally decrepit. And this has been going on for so many years. Many governments have been thinking of, making sure that they bring it up to world standard. Not only that, Sheon, let me also explain something else. As it is today, you cannot land in Lagos and try to connect an international flight maybe to Ghana. Maybe you take Airpeace, because Airpeace can connect you from Lagos, okay, now, and then from Lagos you take another Airpeace to Ghana. So, so that is what they call, a hub, a proper hub. Lagos is not a hub. But that was the plan from 1977 when it was designed, and then 79 when it was commissioned. You cannot process one passenger from one terminal to the other terminal. So all of that has stunted the growth of aviation in Nigeria over the years. So Mr. President thought that this was a proper time to address this issue once and for all, especially as this government promised Nigeria major infrastructural upgrades across Nigeria, from, of course, the savings we're having now from the removal of subsidies and the floating of the naira. And aviation stands atop the agenda of Mr. President. What we are trying to do in Lagos now is to make Lagos, one, a very modern international airport, and two, to make it a proper hub, to begin at least to compete with other hubs in Africa. We have hubs in Cairo, Egypt. We have hubs in Casablanca. We have hubs in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. We have hubs. Even South Africa has a hub. Angola here now has a hub. With their tag airline, you can transit in Angola to South America, Brazil, or Portugal. But Nigeria has no hub. So we want to now build this, completely pull down that Terminal 1. So let me explain that we have two terminals in Lagos. That old building, if you are approaching the airport to that long stretch of road, there's one big building facing you with the Murtala Mohammed Airport boldly written. That is Terminal 1.
That's the one you are pulling down.
That's the one we are pulling down.
Not the one Buhari commissioned.
No, that one is Terminal 2 on the right. As it is today, we are using boats. Why? Because even the one Buhari commissioned cannot take our passengers. So we have to now use a wing of Terminal 1 to complement. In fact, we are using two wings to complement the new one. It was when we came into office, remember that the new terminal, even though commissioned by Buhari, if you remember, was not functional. Why was it not functional? There were a few design errors that the airline said they were not moving there. In fact, they were adamant that I now gave an ultimatum. If you remember, I gave an ultimatum, and all the civil servants told me, sir, it's not going to work because there were design errors. They're not going to and all that nonsense. And they said, first of all, you know that wide bodies cannot come in there. Those double aisle, aircraft. They cannot come to anchor. Why? They are design errors. You went to build them when things are, major hangars are blocking the apron or the taxiway into that airport. We're going to pull all that down and expand that apron. And so that airport now can properly take big body aircrafts.
Now, the Terminal 2.
The Terminal 2. When we that, because not only pulling down Terminal 1 to rebuild, we're expanding Terminal 2 and its aprons. What are we doing in Terminal 2 again? If you walk into Terminal 2 now, which is even the new one, we are still touching the new one, spending so much money on it. If you walk into the new terminal now, what do you notice? You are passed through there. You have to now take your bags up to departure. So when you arrive, it's not going straight to departure. And that's a design error all over the world. There's no airport you are coming in to in the whole world where you have one door. But there's only one door. What if there's a stampede? How can you have one entrance into a big international airport, but there's only one entrance? If you go to all international airports, you see more than 7 entrances. We say even the old one,
as you're being dropped off,
you see different doors, different entrances.
A, B, C, D, and
even the old one. If you remember the old one, Terminal 1. If you remember, you have different doors.
You have the Qatar, exactly. The BA.
God bless you. You have the picture in your head. Picture this new one, only one door. How? So now, and then when you walk, like I said, when you drive in, you have to now go climb up with your bags, haul them either through the lift or escalator. And God will forgive you if it's not working. You have to then physically climb the stairs with your bags. So now, once you pass the army checkpoint now, there's an army checkpoint just before the airport. we are now designing a bridge. Immediately after the army checkpoint, you are going to veer off the road, and then a bridge will begin to climb that takes you straight to the second floor of that new terminal.
Yeah.
So that takes you straight to now departure. We are putting a bridge there. It takes you to departure. Do you understand me? And so you come down there.
There'll be a drop off.
A drop off.
But now you usually drop off. You drop off at one car park.
At one car park.
That takes you,
and then you have to haul your bags up. So now it will just pass that bridge will just pass by the door, by that glass frame of that second floor.
Yeah.
And so you will now do you now stop there and then walk in straight into departure.
So describe to us,
that bridge goes round. That bridge goes round. It's a circular bridge. It goes round again.
Did you design a train service within it?
No, that one is coming aside, because you know that red line. It's not contained in this bill of quantities.
Yeah.
But that red line, that's a separate one that we are doing with PPP. You see the red line coming from Lagos that stops at Ikeja bus stop. That red line will now extend through that filling station, that Jeep you are saying, is it a Jeep filling station? Through the old GAT, through Babalaki's the airport there.
Terminal.
The Bicotney.
Yeah.
And all the way through the Air Force to the international. So we are connecting it so that from international you can come down, enter that train, and you see yourself at Ikeja bus stop all the way.
All right.
That's the grand plan we have.
Now, tell us, Minister. Because we would like to know.
Just to tell you,
okay,
it is not a refurbishment
or renovation.
I'm just explaining what we are doing.
It's a rebuilding.
Complete. We are tearing it down. Only the pillars will remain, the carcass, the decking, everything will go. Everything, the floor, everything will go. And they were going to now redesign, total redesign.
How long will this take? How many years?
22 months.
So it's going to be shortly after this government have gone out of office.
22 months. Complete 22 months.
Okay, no, that's 22 months will just be talk about when the president. So this president is likely to commission it. Is that the plan?
Most likely to commission it before our second term begins.
So what do you think will be special in this new Terminal 1 when it's completed?
Now, what is special is this. We are now making it a smart airport.
Okay.
So when they see this kind of money, I told people this morning, when I brought out a statement, I said, you don't need to do big research. Just pick your phone as you are then at home. Just Google the cost of the new airport, and not even building a new airport, remodeling and refurbishment. Oliver Tambo in South Africa is $1.2 million.
Kotoka International Airport is $274 million in expansion.
Yes, depending on the scope. Now they are not rebuilding; they're just expanding, adding one more wing to it. Oliver Tambo is $1.2 million. Angola Airport is $3.5 million. 3.5 billion. Sorry, I'm talking about billion. Oliver Tambo $1.2 billion. Angola $3.5 billion. Cambodia about $1.5 billion. JFK, it's about $9 billion. They are doing expansion way up past through New York. JFK, $9 billion. So this is, and people
in dollars, think that what is our own in dollars?
It's less than 500 million. It's less than $500 million. So that's what I'm asking. Listen. So now we are going to get a brand new building, apart from building wing E and D of the Terminal 1, because Terminal 1 has wing E and D. We're not going to put a connecting building in between the new one. That is the one.
It's a seamless one.
So now we want to process passengers. So this new building will now be a processing point where when you land Nigeria and you fly into, for example, the Terminal 2, you can then be processed without stamping out into Nigeria. As it is today, nobody can come to Nigeria and join another international airline without having a Nigerian visa. But you don't need a visa to pass through Addis Ababa. You don't need a visa to pass through Cairo. You don't need a visa to pass through Casablanca. Why? Because they have proper transit hubs where you don't have to come out. They will process you, take you to the next terminal, either by train or by, and then you board the other flight. This is what we want to do in Nigeria now.
As a business person,
yes.
If you are spending over 700 billion naira into an infrastructure upgrade or infrastructure, you look at what could be a return on investment. Did you do a breakdown?
In 3 years, we'll get our money back.
How?
From Lagos. We make about 200 and something billion
every year.
Yes. In 3 years, we'll get it in Lagos alone.
So the opposition is getting stronger by the day, and the ADC platform is there. So, Minister, Nigerians living through 33% inflation rate, 1,500 exchange to the dollar, rising food. Some food prices have gone down. But many say government reforms have brought pain without gain, visible ones. How does this Tinubu administration stand or respond to the widespread frustration? And that is what the opposition is using to say, we'll send you guys out of town.
Okay, they know us very well. We also know them very well. They are not strangers to us, so we know them very well. And some of these tactics that they are using is what they call, 419. People they use, 419 boys, I used to prosecute them. I was an EFC prosecutor. They have formats, 419 formats. The format they are using is expired. The 419 experts format that the ADC they are using and the so-called coalition is expired format. So Nigerians know them. Nigerians know those formats already. You can't use those formats to deceive Nigerians. Reeling out figures, picking up isolated incidents of some, indices and using it for generalization, hasty generalization. Nigerians know them very well, and we know them very well. All of these old tax I'm using, you say prices. What was yam last year? What was yam this year? Is expired format. If it's about prices, has prices been stable since 1960? Has prices been stable since 1970? Is the normal rise you have?
Minister,
no, hold on. You must give me this time.
These people are not,
give me 5 minutes.
Are not the ones on the street.
We have 5 minutes.
They are not the Nigerians who are campaigning and protesting on the street. Minister,
don't interrupt me.
No, I need to ask you
the question. We know them very well.
But they are not the only.
See, you say they are getting stronger. Is APC getting weaker? I'm asking you.
We saw the same thing.
Is APC getting weaker? Let me tell you. The president called them coalition of confusion people. Confused coalition. That's what the president called them. I have little time, but I would have broken it down to you. This program that they are going nowhere.
How do you mean?
In terms of the demography. You must call me a political Nostradamus at this time. Nostradamus. Because don't forget that I have been back-to-back chief spokesperson to 2 presidents. And I know the demography very well. If anybody claims to know that demography, and on this your program, go and play back my tapes. I told you exactly what was going on in 2019 in terms of where we're going to lose, where we're going to win the numbers. In 2023, I told you exactly what was going to happen. Play back my tapes on this program. So you can call me a Nostradamus, a political. I told you, and we have looked at we are going to work hard. So this is not a program of chest beating and all that. No. We like what is happening. I like what is happening. They are putting us on our toes. So it's going to make us work harder. But the numbers are not looking good for them. I'll tell you something. This so-called ADC they are forming, whoever they bring, I want to give you a small expo, but it's an expo that will not help them. Either way, in 2023, do you know what they are working on is that they want to bring Peter Obi and Atiku together, and so join those numbers. And so if they join those numbers, it beats our 8.4 million votes. Zebudaya will say foul. Let me tell you why it is wrong. Peter Obi, if you make him the deputy to Atiku, there were 3 demographic factors that delivered Peter Obi in 2023. Let me tell you those 3 demographic factors that in fact 3 will collapse. 1, the other candidates were Muslims. And so there was only 1 Christian candidate. So the whole Christian demography went to 1 point. The second demography that was the Southeast felt cheated, and so the Southeast all went to 1 point because of that demography of only 1 Igbo man, only 1 Christian. And the third demography was, of course, the obedient young Nigerians coming up who felt they were angry, they wanted a younger person and all of that. All the other candidates were older than him. So those 3 demography delivered that 6 million vote he had in 2023. Once you make Obi the deputy to Atiku, the Christian demography will pull out of that 6 million votes.
But they will not go to Tinubu.
If they remain at political, we are good. No, if they remain at political, we are good. But don't forget that the president also has a pastor who is a wife. A wife who is a pastor. And so that Christian demography will snatch some of them and increase our votes. Don't forget too that Southeast demography that supported him, once it's Atiku, they will pull out. They will not support him. They will not. The pastors cannot come out campaigning for an 80-year-old Muslim president. They will not do that. So he will lose that demography. If it is the other way around, you put Peter Obi as the candidate, and you put Atiku cannot even be the vice to start with because he has done 2 terms as vice president. So he cannot do as vice president again. If you put Peter Obi this time as a candidate, he cannot penetrate the north because we have our structures in the north. We have governors, we have senators, we have all the structures.
And Buhari has died with 12 million votes.
We have the structures there who are Buhari's people in the north.
And those who were speaking Hausa at the burial, they are no longer following APC.
I will show you tapes of people who are saying that they will follow APC.
We're totally out of
You don't carry tapes to say of a crowd saying that you will not follow APC. We have tapes of people saying they are singing, but they are singing.
Jungle is maturing. We'll see what happens.
It has matured. It has matured.
Now that you've heard it all, the 712 billion naira airport plan, the subsidy savings saga, and Keyamo's shocking prediction about the Peter Obi Atiku coalition, what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't just watch and move on. Nigeria needs your voice right now. Hit the subscribe button so you never miss videos like this, and turn on notifications because the revelations coming next will shake this country even more. Share this video with your friends, your WhatsApp groups, and your Facebook timeline. Let it spread. Let everyone hear what they're not telling us on the evening news.